This is part one of a multi-video. We're using an H hook, which is a 5mm. The yarn I'm using is Loops and Threads brand, the Impeccable line. The color I happen to be using is Citron. I'm going to be making a dragon scale beanie. Round 2 is where you double your stitches. Then we do half double crochet to the first stitch. So our first round had 8 half double crochets. Our second round will have 16. So there's 1 half double crochet. The next one will be a front post half double crochet. And then in that same stitch, be a half double crochet. And a half double crochet front post. Then a half double crochet. Then a front post half double crochet. And a half double crochet. A front post half double crochet. A front post half double crochet. And a half double crochet. And a front post half double crochet. And a half double crochet. Front post half double crochet. And a half double crochet. Then a front post half double crochet to close out the round. I'm not going to slip stitch to close out each round. I'm going to keep working in the round. So that gives me 16 stitches in round 2. Now, so I don't get confused, what helps me is using the tail as my stitch marker. So that way I make sure I do the right amount of stitches in each row, since adding increasing stitches with alpine stitch makes it a little difficult, and you can lose track of where you're going. If you use a stitch marker or some other method, that's great. This is what worked for me. I just like using the tail. Alright, so you can start off with double crochets at this point. And because we ended on a front and a half double crochet, but we started with a half double crochet, into our first stitch we're going to do a double crochet and a front post double crochet. And that will give me my increase right off the bat. Because this increases by 8 stitches, which gives us 24 stitches in this round. We're going to do this. We're going to do a stitches count in round 3 of increasing on a hat. It's typically increased by 3. So you typically do a stitch, next hole 2 stitches. But because of how the stitch works, we're going to do it differently. And it's actually, we're only going to increase 4 times versus 8 times, but 4 sets, I should say. We still will be increasing 8 times to get from 16 to 24. Alright, so now we're going to move on to our next one, where we're going to do a double crochet in its own stitch. And then the next stitch, we're going to do a front post double crochet, and then in that same stitch that we would normally use the V loop on, we're doing a regular double crochet, so that's an increase there as well. And then a front post double crochet into the next one. And we're going to do that 4 times. That was our set. So our set of stitches is double crochet, front post double crochet in a single stitch. The next stitch is double crochet. The next stitch is front post double crochet in one single stitch. The next stitch is front post double crochet. You're doing this 4 times. It'll get you to an increase of 24 stitches in the entire round, which is why I marked it so you don't get lost. So my next stitch over here will be double crochet and front post double crochet, which is an increase. And then it's a double crochet in the next stitch. And then my next stitch is a front post double crochet. And it's an increase in this one, so it's a double crochet into that same stitch, which is the V at the top. And then front post double crochet. So now I've done a repeat of two. So I've done half a round. As you can see, I'm halfway through. So I'm going to start back over and it's a double crochet into the V, and into the same stitch that belongs to that V, it's a front post double crochet, because that's our increase. Then it's a double crochet into the next stitch, and our increase is going to be over here, so it's going to be a front post double crochet, and then into the V that belongs to that stitch, it's a double crochet. It's an increase there. And then a front post double crochet, and that's the third set of stitches. So you're not going to repeat again. Double crochet, and this is an increase stitch, so we're going to go front post double crochet, double crochet on its own, and then a front post double crochet, and this is an increase stitch, so it's going to be a double crochet into the V that belongs to that front post there. Oops. That was our increase, and then our last stitch of this row is a front post double crochet, which brings us exactly to where I use my stitch marker. And that finished off round 3. And this is our beautiful alpine stitch. So you'll have 24 stitches on this round. Taking my tail out, move it back up, I'm going to start round 4. Alright, this is the start of round 4. Use my stitch marker to start. This is a little more complicated round. The first stitch is going to be an increase stitch. And it's going to be double crochet and a front post double crochet in the same stitch. The next stitch will be a double crochet, then a front post double crochet, then another increase stitch, so it's a double crochet and a front post double crochet. The next stitch is also an increase stitch, and it's a double crochet and a front post double crochet. And then a double crochet, and a front post double crochet, a double crochet, and a front post double crochet. And I'm going to repeat this one more time. So it's an increase stitch of a double crochet and a front post double crochet, then a double crochet, and a front post double crochet. Oops. Front post double crochet, and then our next stitch is a increase stitch, so it's double crochet, oops, yes, double crochet and a front post double crochet, and then next stitch after that is also an increase stitch, so it is a double crochet and a front post double crochet. And then it's a double crochet, and then a front post double crochet, then a double crochet, and a front post double crochet, and that finishes off our repeat. Then we go into our final stretch, which is another increase of a double crochet, front post double crochet, with another increase of a double crochet with a front post double crochet, double crochet, front post double crochet, double crochet, and you finish it off with a front post double crochet, and you will have 32 stitches in this round.